forget what day it is.
All set? Okay, we'll go ahead and call the hearing to order. We're here for the proposed city budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026. So with that, I'll open it up for any public comment, concerns. Please feel free to step up and give your name and address and we can discuss any matters. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Come on up. State your name and address. And how are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Real good.
Good. The name is Christine Yanka Laura, 21823 Roosevelt.
Is that mic on? I don't
Is the mic on, Jen?
know.
Let me turn it on.
Should be a switch
Right here?
on there.
No, up.
John, get that for her.
He's looking at you, but you might not.
Oh, he's
Keep getting here, folks.
There you go.
There you
Didn't tap it in.
That's all right. You can hear me too then.
I didn't want to turn it down.
Well, I just wanted to say that I've worked on a lot of large budgets for nonprofits, and my one department I was in charge of was like $500,000. So I'm familiar with line items and making the budget work and staying on track. And I just want to kind of reiterate that people get hung up on the budget. Well, the budget is not really a financial statement. It's your income statement that should go in line with the budget. The budget is only for like projecting what your income is and what your expenses are. And in the end, your income statement should follow your budget and stay on track. Well, when people on Facebook are saying how much their taxes are, but if they would look at the budget, which I picked one up at the City Hall, the taxpayer is only paying 1.5 of a $2.8 million budget. I mean, that's not quite, a little over half. But the other 1.3 million is from other tax or revenues that we get. Luckily we do. And when I first got on the council and I saw the budget for the city, I thought, oh my God, it's only $2.8 million to run a whole city. And I was amazed by it. But what I was more amazed by is the dedication of our department heads to get out the best cost, the best quality, and also getting grants to make it work, reaching out to other municipalities to see what they do to purchase this equipment, sharing our resources like the street sweepers shared with Gibraltar.
Yep.
We use their bucket truck to put the flags out and
Yep.
stuff like that. So I just want to reiterate that the budget is, if you look at other municipalities, their budget is a lot higher. And if you also look at your tax statements, which I've been told that not everybody get their tax statement, it goes to the mortgage company. But I wish people would get a copy. I don't know, I think at one time they did, but they don't see that we're just the tax collectors for a lot of more entities. The school taxes, Wayne County Community College, the zoo, DIA. I mean, there's a whole list.
Yep.
And so I just want to say that if you're going to go and possibly look for ways of efficiency, look at some of the line items like Great Lakes Water Authority. Find out why our rates keep going up. They took over the facility from Detroit, and they were supposed to get the plant up running better and be more efficient, where our rates still keep going up. And what we pay for water is really just to cover the cost of their rates.
Yeah, we're going to get into
given.
water rates during the
Right.
meeting, but
And then also Detroit Edison, that's another area that could be looked at for the efficiency. They keep putting our rates up, but yet we still have power outages. We still have that 3 to 7 where people are coming home, plugging their cars in, and the infrastructure probably can't handle it. but yet ones who don't have cars are inconvenienced by that higher rate. And one other area is that has been a sore subject with me is our school taxes. When the state brought in the lottery, it was supposed to help with our school taxes and stuff like that. Why isn't it? I mean, that's another area we should go and find out where's all that money going to, and is it being efficient as the distribution to the schools where that can relieve some of the tax burdens of the school district.
Right.
So, with that,
Okay.
thank you.
Appreciate
So your
it.
overall
Thank you.
goal is don't look at Facebook, and our real estate tax is not
I know.
the worst. I like the message.
I know, well, you know, when I posted on Facebook how our rate millage has been going down.
Yeah, we
for the
pay a
last
lot of
8
things out
years.
of that, yeah.
But what they don't understand is that your taxable value goes up.
Right,
And that's a whole
exactly.
big calculation, I don't even.
And if you do something different to your house, put a deck on or something, it's gonna be
Exactly.
taxed again. So each house is individually different.
And that
We
benefits
can't-
you when you go sell your house is, you know, you look at.
It's
banks
taxable
look at that,
value, yeah.
Right, is, you know, shows you the value of your house and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what goes up and,
Yeah.
in that.
Well, thank you for that. And the
We
only other
appreciate
thing
it.
I'll say about that is services like water, DTE, those are services. They're paid for services provided, you know, which means their cost is gonna come onto us. So you're exactly right that
Right.
they
for-
keep raising their costs, but we can't sustain because we have to pass the cost on to the residents also.
Right, and
So,
that's not a.
It's
not-
a
not like we
fee-based
get-
service.
Right, it's not like we get a profit from it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Collecting it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? Gentleman in the front? No? Okay.
Nothing at this time.
All right. Is there anything from council? I'll leave it to council. Anything you want to comment, say? Okay, if there's nothing else from the audience, we'll conclude the public hearing and we'll sustain for another 7-8 minutes for the meeting. Good?
Did you want to go over the rates?
Oh, shoot, yeah. Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah. You have it right there.
This is different. No, this is, yeah.
The water rates?
Well, no, these are the millage rates, yep. City operating is a 16.1445, and the wastewater treatment debt is 0.189, and the roads are 0.9625. And we're gonna get into, during the meeting, the water rates and the sewer rates in a special section, which I'm sure a couple of you are here for. Mr. Wasner, anything else about the budget?
Not on the budget, no.
Ma'am?
On the millage, yeah, I wanted to say thank you to Vicky. She put a millage rate spreadsheet together for us to see what was going on with the rates as far as are they going up or going down, and how much. So there was a comparison from 2024 to 2025. So although for me, a layperson, I didn't know what 16.1445 meant, because what was it before? So the proposed millage rate for 2025, as Mayor mentioned, was 16.1445 for summer, nothing for winter. But last year it was 16.2175, so it's going down, even though the taxable value is increasing. So, and then there was okay, so this one was fixed. So, and the same thing with, I think you said you were going to talk about wastewater, but
Yeah.
just while we're in here, it looks like that's also going down, the millage. The roads millage is also going down, and the fire ambulance is also essentially going down or staying the same. My understanding is it's a wash, right?
Right, yeah. To go to the lady's point, is your taxable value, your taxes may be going up, but your millage is going down. So it's leveling out, to some extent. So,
So I think there were questions of, are we raising the millage?
the millage,
The millage rate. I think that was a question of saying, why are our taxes going up, or why are we charging more for millage? But it looks to me that we're not charging
no,
more.
it went down. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not.
I don't know if this was available to
I
the
think,
public, so.
did you just pass that out, Vicky, to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did. Yep, they got it, so.
I have one question on the one with roads.
Yeah,
Now, the $100 we've been paying for the last, 10 years, that expires this year or
November of 26.
November of 26?
Yes. Yep.
Now, I guess I can ask one other question. What about the money we're supposed to give to the government for the roads, the $875,000?
The HUD money?
Yeah, the money we've
Yeah.
paid for the last 2 years.
Yep.
It's coming, it's coming.
Well, it's been more than 2 years.
I- 2
we,
years and I'm aware.
yep. Well, to sum it up quickly, we've done everything on our end. We've done everything. We're waiting on HUD. There was an amendment made. We're waiting on them to approve that. We spoke to our engineers this recently as yesterday. They are ready to go to bid, which means we bid the job out, starting with the worst roads there in 4. We're just waiting on the amendment change from the HUD people. Vicky emails them probably twice a week, once if not twice a week. We're at the lay hands of the federal government. I know I've said that before. We've done everything we can do. We've submitted all our paperwork. My neighbor and I called Dingle's office, and they specifically said that Vicky, number one, has been very, very on the ball with getting all the paperwork to them, and that we as a city have done everything we can, because they reached out. I had them reach out to the HUD people too. So we have made calls to Lansing.
I was just wondering, because I have a rock.
I know.
Well, I have a rock now that just missed my head this much.
Yeah.
When I was on my island, and I was just wondering who my wife sues when that rock kills somebody.
I understand, Larry. I do.
I mean, it's been long enough. Now I have a neighbor that shoveled all the rocks together in the road, which I looked at what she did with that.
I saw it today. I get the rocks the same in my grass, and I know.
I understand you do.
I have been pushing and making every call I can to Lansing, to everywhere, to try to get some push, some fire. I've been really trying. Yeah,
Do
it's
they have any response?
yeah. They said they're reviewing. What's your latest response, Vicky, from Kimberly? Do you remember what she said?
The amendment that was submitted is under review.
Under review. That's the one amendment we're waiting for them to approve. That's it. And then once we go to bid, that's going to take maybe a month or so, and go through the whole bid process. And I'm hoping we can start getting this all on the road. Okay. I know this is the number one hot spot, and I know it's a hot button issue for everybody. Me too. I mean, I live in this city, and I know,
I know you.
and I feel bad. I'm pushing. I'm pushing.
But you do have a half a cement down there instead of the rest.
Bobby was gonna go a patch over there yesterday or today. I'm not sure if he got to that or not. So, okay.
I used to look at the patches and I have, I just thank God that we didn't have a hard winter.
I know.
Snowplow came down too many times, 'cause otherwise we would have a street at all.
I understand. Reference the budget. Anything else? Okay, I don't see any hands, so we can. Anything from council?
No.
Sir.
I'd like to clarify something before we go to meeting.
Yes.
8A.
Is the water?
No,
Or-
it's if we're done with the water, this is something that's separate. In
What?
the meeting, 8A that we're gonna cover,
Yeah, 8A.
is the General and Special Appropriations Act.
Yes.
Okay,
Water and sewer.
well, it's a whole budget,
Yep.
okay. In the past, you can't cover it under a blanket motion,
Okay.
so we have to list each expenditure
Separately.
separately.
Okay.
If you look at page 2, okay, section 2, you have general fund expenditures,
Yep.
and then you'll have total expenditures and contingencies with a figure,
Okay.
2 million something. Section 3, you have major street fund expenditures.
Okay.
Total,
Yep.
each one of these should
Done
contain a
separately.
motion, separate motion.
Okay.
That's, okay, so.
Good.
So when we get to that, we can,
We'll hash that
everybody
out.
wants to speak up and speak up.
Okay. That
Do one
sounds
separate.
that sounds great. Okay. Reference to public hearing. Any more questions, comments, concerns? Okay. We'll conclude the public hearing. And we'll go right into the meeting. It's 7:00. If we could start by standing for the, let's call the meeting to order, and we'll stand for, or do roll call, and then we'll do pledge of allegiance. Go ahead.
Wassner?
Yes.
Crampton?
Here.
Merker?
Here.
Griswold?
Here.
Bennett?
Yes.
Cox?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Okay, we can stand, do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Before the approval of the agenda, I have 2 quick items. One is to excuse the attorney, Mr. Pellin. He had a death in the family. So with that, we will move 10A to my report instead of his report.
Motion to approve agenda is amended.
Support.
Brampton,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Merkier.
Yes.
Okay. We will move on to public discussion for any items not on the agenda. Go ahead and step on up, ma'am. Just state your name. I think she has everything else.
Christine Yankalora.
Okay.
I'm here to discuss the hot button, the roads.
Okay.
I'm sorry I wasn't here when the engineers talked about the reason why the roads that are getting repaired are now pitting. Okay, I think I was told that it was because of the formula that the state had changed, that was supposed to be more indicative for using it in the south instead of in the northern.
There was a couple
part.
factors the engineers went
Right.
over, yeah.
Right, but the thing though is that was, I assume, was that the minimum of the formula that was used? Because really the experts are more of the cement people, not the people who make the decisions, in my opinion, up in Lansing. They should have known that this was not going to work, but yet they still used it instead of using probably the better mix. And I think the reason why some of the roads are failing is because they keep reusing the cement, like recycling the cement that they take off the road, which has salt in it, has debris in it, and salt and cement are enemies of one another. Salt breaks down cement. So, I mean, here we are going around fixing the roads, but now they're all pitted. I mean, they look like heck. Even on Roosevelt, I think it was done last year, pictures here, and it's all pitted. I mean, I hope that when we do go out for bids, that we really look at not just, does the city have to go with the lowest bid?
Well, we do have a choice, but there could be some legal situations with not going to the lowest bid too. And this, we went over all this several meetings ago also. There is a new mix, and it's been in use all over downriver here, and they haven't seen that damage that they saw with this other pitting. I think Marcy had a whole presentation on it also a couple meetings ago. So they have upgraded the mix, and they've upgraded the ingredients into that mix.
Well, because I hope that if we can go with not just the lowest bid, but the best quality.
Right. Well, and there's also options out there for additives to be added to the cement mix, which is a cost to the city. It's going to be extra cost to the city if that was decided to go with also.
So a lot of this mixture that was put down and is now failing, we have to just live with it? Or
Yeah,
can we go to the state for even passing such a ruling about putting cement down that's for the south, the mixture? I mean,
Well,
I think the state should really reimburse us to have it fixed.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to happen. I can tell you that.
Well, has anybody asked?
We did, and I thought that they talked about it, that it would take a lot for us to even make it happen. Didn't he say that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. The mix in the
Not
south.
to go to the cement contractor, but go to
The state. Right.
who passed that regulation that didn't work.
Well, I don't. Number one, I'm not familiar with the regulation that you're talking of. Number two, I don't know if they know if when you pass a regulation, you don't know that it's not going to work until it doesn't work, and then you have to make changes from that point. And that's kind of what they did. They came back, they sent engineers to these plants. They did all this testing. Is what the engineers came in and told us. They showed us the numbers, and they realized, okay, maybe we can tweak this a little bit and put these. They call it that PSA. I'm not a cement guy. It was 3,500, whatever that means, with all of the ingredients, and now they've raised it to 4,000, which is supposed to be a lot better grade going forward. We've actually seen some other cities that have done it, and it appears to be better. We were told that this was not just with our city, this was with an industry standard-wide thing that had happened all over the place. It was an industry hiccup, if you say. And it wasn't just with the state, because it happened in other places too. So it was industry standards that set this bar mediocre or low, if you were to say. So that's when they went back to the industry and did all this other testing. It's kind of the
then go
synopsis of what we were told.
Then go after the industry.
Sure.
At least a phone call wouldn't hurt.
Right.
It's free. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public discussion for items not on the agenda? Okay, we'll move on to public discussion for items on the agenda. Any conversation? I don't see any hands. Any hands? I don't see any hands. We'll move on to the action agenda.
Motion to approve action agenda A, B, and C, which are the council minutes of May 21st, 2025, council workshop minutes, May 21st, 2025, and accounts payable.
I'll support. Bennett?
Yes.
Griswold?
Yes.
Merker?
Yes.
Crampton?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Wasner?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to reports of the city officials. Police department has no report tonight, so we'll move on to the fire department. Chief Merkier.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just have a couple items. First is the fire report for May.
Motion to receive and file the fire department report between 2020, 2025 4/1/51.
Cox?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Merker?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Crampton?
Yes.
Wasner?
Yes.
Griswold?
Yes.
Next item is a request to pay ESO for the renewal of our fire module on their service contract. That's the state reporting software we have to use to report this, fire reports to both the state and the federal government. So this is a module that we use as part of our EMS software. And that cost is $1,333.85.
Make that motion.
Support.
Merker?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Crampton?
Yes.
Wasner?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Griswold?
Yes.
And the last item I have is a request to award a bid for the SCBA and compressor, the fill station for the SCBA's and our compressor for it to Great Lakes Breathing Air for $1,347. This would be for the maintenance and the repairs of the equipment we use to fill our air bottles that we have. I did get a bid from MES Fire, and they were $1,968. So Great Lakes is, and Great Lakes is run by the company. West Shore Fire is where we bought it from, and that was bought out by MES, but the compressor guy from West Shore started up the Mako, which is our brand of compressor, talked to the guy, and he started his own business. So the brand that we have is what he's familiar with servicing. So
Make that motion.
Support. Johnson?
Yes.
Crampton?
Yes.
Merker?
Yes.
Griswold?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Wasner?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no treasurer's report tonight, and we have no Department of Public Works report. So I would ask for a motion to go into closed session to discuss professional service contract.
Make that motion.
Support.
Wasner?
Yes.
Crampton?
Yes.
Merker?
Yes.
Griswold?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, closed session we'll move to.
Here.
Here.
Cox?
Here.
Wasner?
Yes.
Johnson?
Here.
Bennett?
Yes.
Merker?
Yes. Here. Sorry.
Okay. We should have a motion on the table to vote on the audit professional service agreement.
Make a motion that we stay with Piper Ann.
Support.
Bennett,
Yes.
Griswold,
No.
Merker,
Yes.
Crampton,
No.
Johnson,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Wasner.
Yes.
Okay, vote passes. We're off to our consideration items now. And we are on to the General and Special Appropriations Act and Tax Levy Authorization. Mr. Wasner, you had mentioned going section by section here.
Right.
Pursuant to 8.5 of the Rockwood City Charter.
Make a motion that we pass the general fund expenditures in the amount of $2,873,470.
Support.
Cox,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Make a motion to pass the Mayor Street Fund expenditures and contingencies of $465,490.
Support.
Griswold,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes. Make a motion to pass the local streets fund expenditures in the amount of $1,617,000.
Support.
Merker,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Motion to approve the community center fund expenditures of $64,300.
Support.
Merker,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Motion to approve the CDBG fund expenditures in the amount of $1,000.
Support.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes. Motion to approve the drug forfeiture fund expenditures in the amount of $1,700.
Support.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Motion to approve the water seer WWTP fund expenditures and contingencies in the amount of $1,407,000, $407,800.
Support.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes. Motion to approve the operating millage of 16.1445.
Support.
Wasner,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Motion to approve the wastewater treatment plant debt millage of 1.4065.
Support.
Cox,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Motion to approve the road millage of 1.925.
Support.
Wasner,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the ambulance loan millage of 1.2790.
Support.
Crampton,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Bennett, Merker.
Yes.
And make a motion to further resolve that the property tax administration fee and any type of late penalty charge as provided by charter or statute be assessed.
Support.
Bennett,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Wasner.
Yes.
Okay, I would also ask for a resolution to adopt the General and Special Appropriations Act and Tax Levy Authorization. Need a resolution.
Make that motion.
Support.
Cox,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Okay. We will move on to consideration item 8B, which is our garbage fees.
Make a motion to approve increase the garbage fees to $91.53 for 6 months effective July 1st, 2025.
Support.
I just
What-
wanted to finish reading the motion. I had a question. It's being increased by 2%, which is a part of the contract. So that was an expected rate change when we signed the contract. So that's what the motion says. It equates to 29 cents per month per household.
Merker,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to everybody's favorite, 8C, the water rates.
Motion to approve water rates of $8.67 per 1,000 gallons.
Support.
And I'll, from here, open it up to any conversation from council.
I'm just looking for my notes here. I got backwards.
Did you read the whole memo here? So everybody can,
The whole thing?
I can read it.
Oh, I can, go ahead.
I'll read the memo that's put on so everybody can hear what's being proposed. Our current water rate is $8.01 per 1,000 gallons. We currently pay the Great Lakes Water Authority, GLEWA, 12.17 MCF 1,000 cubic foot. Those are the units. The city of Rockwood is expecting a 7.07% MCF increase in the fiscal year 2025 from GLEWA, bringing that price to 13.03. The city's fixed per month fee from GLEWA is being raised 7.56. So GLEWA is raising the fee again on all the cities. Based on the approval of the fiscal year 26 budget and the overview of water usage over a 3-year period, it is necessary to raise rates. As an enterprise fund, it should support itself. To cover operating costs per water rate analysis, we would need to charge 8.67 per 1,000 gallons. As a result, it is suggested that water rates be raised to 8.67 per 1,000 gallons for the coming fiscal year 25-26 to meet our operating costs. Determination of this rate, whether in whole or part, is at the discretion of the city council, and the motion would be to approve water rates for 8.67 per 1,000 gallons. Now, I've done just a little bit of research, and I wanted to read a couple things so everybody here can hear. And I'll just real quickly go through some of this. Again, we talked about before, water units are a service fee. We as residents have to pay for that fee to have the water. There are special appropriations granted by the Michigan law and the Michigan Constitution to us as a council, as a public decision maker, and we have a legal duty to make sound financial decisions. And I, as mayor, have to hold the best interests of the residents of Rockwood at heart. And sometimes those decisions are hard and not favorable. But I have to do what's right for the city of Rockwood moving forward. And please remember, I live here too, and I pay these extra costs. We were stagnant for many years, and certain decisions were not made, such as raising rates, which should have been higher than they originally were raised. Now we are at a standoff where everything from the past is hitting us all at once. This includes water, sewer, infrastructure, all kinds of stuff, not to mention the higher cost of everything in this country at this point in history. So we need to look to the future and make a plan and start planning now to the residents of Rockwood who will succeed and be in the better in the end. Sometimes it may be a hard pill to swallow up front at these costs, but these changes, along with other changes that have been made and are being considered, will make the city a better place. Couple sites that I researched and looked under. There was a study done by the UNC School of Government Guide to Water Sector Infrastructure Funding in Michigan. This was a couple years ago. And some people might not understand some of this stuff. That's why I cited it. Michigan city or village councils are required to ensure that rates are to be reasonably proportionate to the direct and indirect cost of providing service for which the fee is charged. These next couple are from a host of different contexts. Water utility funds should be kept separate from the general fund and used specifically for the operation, maintenance, and improvement of the water system. Just so everybody has a back history, for years before I got here, we were not the water system and the sewer system were not self-sufficient. They were paying the bills from general fund, and we should not be doing that. That's what we're trying to change. We're trying to make things better. Water rates are designed to cover the cost of providing water services, including operating the water system, maintaining infrastructure, and making necessary improvements. Municipalities typically operate water utilities as a separate enterprise fund, which are distinct from the general fund. This ensures that revenues generated from water rates are dedicated to the water system and not used for general city services. Keeping water utility funds separate promotes transparency and accountability, ensuring that the funds are used for their intended purpose. Now, I understand that the city doesn't make a lot of money and they had no choice back then probably, other than to use the general fund to pay that. But we're trying to change that narrative now, and we're trying to move things forward so they're done correctly. And we can have a water department that is self-sufficient, self-sustaining for the residents of Rockwood. And I will go on my other rants under the sewer rates, and I'll leave it, open it up to the council. Anything from council?
Yeah, question, if it doesn't pass, how do we pay it? General fund?
Yeah, we're gonna have to pull it out of general fund.
I just wanted to say, I just have a deep concern about, I understand our water rates are nowhere near as expensive as other cities, by far. I did a comparison several years ago myself, because I moved from Brownstown here and just was sticker shocked by the water. But again, at the same time, it's a balance of not pricing residents out of the city to where then we don't have the tax base to pay for water. So that it's a difficult decision to make with that balance. I mean, every year it goes up, so.
I did briefly look at a comparison a couple months ago around downriver cities, and we're right in the middle. We're nowhere near the top, and we're nowhere near the bottom. We're right in the middle. There's a lot of cities that are paying a lot more for water than we are. I would like to highlight this last point that I made, that keeping water utility funds separate promotes transparency and accountability, so we know where our money is going. And ensuring that the funds are being used for the correct purpose. Again, we all use water. Everything, eggs, we all use eggs. All these prices are going up. So maybe we as citizens need to take a step back and say, I'm not gonna water my lawn for the next month. I'm not gonna buy eggs for the next month. It's a service-based fee that we have to pay for. When Galewa raises it over 7%, we can't just eat that cost as a city, or we'll never make it. We'll eat up our general fund. So we can't do that. So that's my notes. Anything else from council? No?
No, I understand it.
We'll ask for the motion, and it's been seconded.
Motion,
Already made it.
Yep.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Griswold,
No.
Cox,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. We will move on to the sewer rates.
Motion to approve sewage rate of $8.71 per 1,000 gallons.
Support.
And we'll open it up again to council.
One thing I learned being a resident in Rockwood is, number one, we have our own water and sewer. Obviously, that's what this is a discussion about. But number two, our sewer rates even though the water is set by council, the sewer is also set by council. So that was an interesting fact for me to find 2 years ago when we were voting on this. This is our decision that we have to make.
I will read the whole memo again so everybody understands everything. Due to continuing aging of our infrastructure and rising costs associated with materials and treatment chemicals, which have gone way up, it is recommended that the sewage rate be increased by 62 cents per 1,000 gallons. This proposed increase is based on the projected operating budget for fiscal year 2026 and on a 3-year average of sewer units sold. With this adjustment, the sewer rate would increase from 8.09 to 8.71 per 1,000 gallons effective 25-26. And my thoughts on this is pretty close to the same as the water. Their units sold, it's a service provided by the city that we have to pay for. I stumbled across a 1998 Michigan Supreme Court ruling, Bolt versus City of Lansing. This case talked about differences between a tax and a fee that a council can impose. Two of the items that were defined in the ruling were a user fee must be proportionate to the necessary cost of service. For both of these fees, the city is not making any money. We're just looking to cover the cost. Other cities make their money and then they can use that money for capital improvements. At this point, we're trying to just make the operating costs of both the plant and the water units. The other item that was defined in that ruling is a fee should be voluntary, meaning that people have the right to refuse or limit their use of the item or service, which we just talked about with water. Sewer rates should be funded by user fees, not tax dollars. Sewer systems are typically treated as enterprise funds, just like the water system, meaning that they are self-sustaining, that's an important word, and funded by the revenues they generate. Again, we just went over that. Sewer rates are designed to cover the cost of operating and maintaining the sewer system, including capital improvements and debt service. This was cited by the Michigan Municipal League. Using general funds to subsidize sewer rates would effectively shift those costs to the taxpayers rather than the users. A sewer system funded by user fees is self-sustaining. Using general funds can create an unsustainable financial model, which we've worked under, as it relies on external funding sources rather than user charges. And this goes to the fact of us trying to get more tax base into the city, businesses, so we can bring more money into the city and put it into these services so it doesn't fall to the residents all the time. And that's my spiel for the sewer rates. Any more conversation with council? Okay, we have a motion on the table already.
Griswold,
No.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. All right, we'll move on to the administrator's report. Mrs. Trush. I'm sorry, real quick, anybody in the audience or anybody on TV, if you have questions about the rates, please come see me, come see Vicky. Our doors are always open. We can discuss anything that maybe you don't understand or have questions about. Sorry, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The first item on my report is the MDOT TDF Category B grant. So as most everybody is aware, we did put out 3 options for areas to be fixed with this application for this grant. Overwhelmingly, we got option 3 got voted on, which would be on Olmsted Road and a section of Silver Creek Lane. So to move forward with the grant application, the funds need to be committed by council by resolution of support, including funds for repaired infrastructure work, which we won't have any. I attached a resolution provided that will commit those funds and allow us to move forward with the application process. So the resolution is asking for council to commit $154,000 towards this project.
Motion to approve resolution number 25-3 and listed as 9A.
Support.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
So this application is due in June 12th. So then as things get updated with it and I find out any more information, I will let council know.
Do you expect that to hear back this year? I know
Yeah.
grants take a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
the grant award period would start October 1st.
Oh,
So
okay.
we would know something hopefully by the end of summer.
Great.
So
Just
yeah.
to note Christie's point from earlier, we have been applying for all kinds of grants. We're actively doing that all the time, so, go ahead.
The second item on my report is a Stevens contract addendum. We do have a representative from Stevens here if there's any questions regarding the changes in the addendum and how that would impact any of the services to the residents. The addendum would be for a contract extension of 3 years with the current 2% rate increase continuing. It also would move us towards a automated trash service, which
So
would.
we're adding 3 years?
So it would extend the contract by 3 years, and we would be providing the 95-gallon trash totes to all the residents. So typically those come at a fee to the resident. So in this
When does our
agreement,
contract with them end?
in September of 28 would be the current contract end date. So this would provide all residents with a 95-gallon trash cart and allow them to go to their automated system with our route. And it would extend the contract for the 3 years.
I think it's good maybe to have Kevin step up and we can ask him all of our
I didn't
questions.
say, any questions?
Yeah. Kevin is our account manager from Stevens, so please ask away while he's here.
Thank you for coming.
Yes,
On
thank you.
such short notice.
That's fine.
Appreciate it. So I have a question. It's a 2% increase to keep that. What would the normal increase be if we didn't do this?
Right now, everything's hitting between 7% and 8%.
So we're staying, gonna stay at
we're-
2% saving money, not going to
Right,
8, okay.
right. But basically, we're converting everything to automation. That's the industry. That's what everybody's doing. You're one of the last communities that is not on that. So we're looking to make that happen. In doing that, we're willing to keep that increase at that low level that we've been. I think the last renewal we're at that and we maintained that. And the 3-year extension is just to allow us to be able to recoup the cost of putting those carts in, because they're not cheap. So it's for your city, somewhere about
You
100.
say carts, you mean things that roll off?
95
gallon wheeled carts,
Yes.
yeah,
So
with the lead.
does all the garbage have to fit in there, or can you put things outside of that?
It would be required to fit in there.
So that would be different
and-
than it is now.
And in your option, we will, for the residents that require to, we will provide a second cart. That's quite a large volume of trash, so,
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of times
yeah.
I overflow that.
yeah.
So what would be the process if they had, like I do too, I threw out a Christmas tree yesterday. So if you have something else on the ground, what's the process?
So that would fall underneath the bulk item, like your Christmas tree, or you're getting rid of a dresser or hot water heater. We would set up a separate, we pick those up now currently as part of your program too. So what you currently have would not change. The only thing would be changing is adding the cart and bringing the automation truck in for the actual trash part and the recycle, which, I'm pretty sure you have an automation truck in here already for the recycle, so it'd be the same process. The bulk then your residents have the option of either calling our toll-free number or going online there would be a website set up that would be Rockwood at stevensdisposal.com, and then they can just log on there, their address and what bulk items they have. Your pickup is on Wednesday, so they'd have to do that by Tuesday, like 2:00 in the afternoon, and that would be routed to that route specific. Instead of running through the whole city, a second truck now, we would just go to those addresses that schedule. But it's an easy process. We're using it in all of your surrounding communities: Frenchtown, City of Monroe, Gibraltar, Riverview. It's working well with everybody. So it's
So the main difference, if we have bulk, like you mentioned, it'll be picked up on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, or did I miss?
no
Now you gotta call.
Call
same
by
day.
Tuesday.
You just have to call
Okay,
by
call
Tuesday,
a call, all right.
or go online.
Right.
90% of the people just go on and schedule it.
I think maybe some of our elderly people
Yes,
probably ready to call.
exactly.
That's why I'm saying that.
They'll call.
Call, and then there's no extra fee, but they'll just come get that
Yep,
bulk item
yep.
separate, okay.
And then that allows us basically, because we're running that separate truck, it allows us to schedule and know that the drivers can come in and start in South Rockwood, hit Rockwood, go to Riverview, Gibraltar, go to River. Do we need 2 trucks? So it allows us to route and schedule instead of driving through every street and picking up, 5 items after driving through 200 streets. So just.
In total, if like a family like mine, we could get 2 95-gallon trash bins and then 1 95-gallon recycle bin?
Correct.
So 3,
Correct.
if you needed it, okay.
Right.
What
Yeah.
size are the ones we have now?
They're 90, the same,
Same
same
size.
size, yes.
Yeah.
So I heard you say if you met the requirements to get a second bin, what is that requirement?
Just if you're, we don't want to just say everybody gets 2 bins.
Right.
Obviously, then that takes my cost of close to $200,000 to $400,000 for people that don't need them. And we found out in the past, learning by the mistakes, that if you say somebody can have something, everybody will take it. And then all of a sudden, that bin, which still remains the property of Stevens Disposal, comes up missing, and it goes to the daughter in Ida and I could stand here all night and tell you the stories of all of a sudden these toters, just because people think they're their property and they get the second one to give away to their friend or their relative or whatever. And so obviously I can't keep communities' costs as low as possible when we're throwing around $400,000 at every contract. So what we've done is we start with 1. If the resident says I need, then it would be contacting, Vicky's crew would call us and say this address needs a second cart, we get it delivered out. So
So the bin we have now, that's what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
no
bin
issue.
that you have for recycle,
So you're gonna give us two.
you would get one that's brown with a black
So we're
lid.
getting the same thing.
Same exact
Yeah.
thing.
And they will pick up garbage that isn't in there?
Correct.
Well,
But
if
I threw a bunch of boxes out.
yeah,
That's
if
what I got.
you would call and schedule that. That would
Okay.
be a separate truck outside of, because typically these are automated side load. That hopper, that thing goes over the top. So for those guys to
Right.
stand out there and
So
try and toss.
everybody doesn't have a?
No, a lot of people use their own trash
They
cans
use
in
their
the
own.
city.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and then there's no limit to how many trash cans they can pick up,
I
correct?
gotcha.
I mean, I've put
Yeah.
out 5 trash cans before because I have a large family.
Yeah.
So what you
Currently, you don't have a limit, but if
Correct.
you're using standard, just the drag them out cans, they're probably 33 gallons. They may be a little larger. That toter's basically equivalent to 3 of those. So
So the other addendum is right now, what do we pay? $40 a year for the can or something like that? There's a fee associated with the cans now.
yeah, probably. I think it increased up to $4, so it's $48 a year. That would go away.
That would go away
Correct.
in lieu of our residents having to use the cans.
Correct.
So we would have to pay that anymore. Okay.
and
So
then
everybody
the,
understands everything
and the extension of the contract till 2031.
Correct.
Okay.
with 2% instead of 6 to 8%.
Correct.
Okay. Question of the audience.
Yes, I actually had a question about the automated totes. Will they have, because as another alternative is that I already have at my house 2. They're not the 95 gallon ones, I think like 85s, but they are designed for the automated over the side system. And as observing that I've seen the truck actually take them that way, would those be able to still be used, or would they become basically useless and I'd have to find something to give?
You can use them. The only thing that we do is if they break because they're not our industry made, we don't replace them. We don't warranty. We don't.
Sure.
So
That's
it's
fair.
at your own risk. Yeah.
Understand. Thank you.
The equipment's tough on them. So
Right.
Yeah, question on the pickup, large item pickup. So the homeowner would have to call. That's the going forward,
correct.
right? If they don't call and nobody's aware of it, it'll just set out there for 7 days.
It would set out there till somebody calls and says, yeah, and then basically
Okay.
we would put it on the next schedule.
So
You said email as well, though.
Or emails, yes,
Okay,
either
I
one.
just wanted to see.
just, I mean, forward thinking,
Mhm.
you know, if a driver's coming by and they see a large item, it would be nice if they can look at a computer and say, there's been a scheduled pickup for that, you know?
Well, I think they have a separate truck for those pickups, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but it'd be nice to see if it was scheduled, because some people, you know, may not even get that much involved. I know, you know, people just take it for habit. They just set it out the curb and it's gone in the morning, right?
Right. Yeah, it's they'll have the list of everybody that calls in. I know what you're saying. If somebody sets something out,
It's not on the list.
the risk you always run with that, and believe it or not, we took a couch one time that was sitting out at the road with plastic over it. The resident claims it was the new delivered couch that was just delivered. So they wanted us to pay him $2,500 for a couch. Now, I don't know anybody that would have a new couch delivered to the curb. Nevertheless, we got into that litigation. So
Yeah.
unless it's scheduled, we don't take it, just because of the bicycles that the kid left.
Yep, yep.
You know, it's,
Right.
Okay.
you don't know. So unless it's
Yeah.
scheduled, we go with the path of least resistance and say, we're not gonna do that. So
Yeah.
That's
And-
something we need to really advertise, though, that
Yeah,
they're
that's
really
gonna have to be
doing it
advertised.
because,
We had a question in the back.
Yes, thanks for, letting us, ask questions. I don't know if it would be you or it would be the city, who's gonna send out the information regarding this new service? Because I think it's a very important, very specific, even have the Stevens phone number or, how to contact you right in the notice. Is it gonna be sent out to each household? Because not everybody may not be on Facebook.
right.
I think a letter should go out or something.
yeah, we can design a flyer that gets
I think a
delivered with
mailing
the
would be
cart.
good, yeah.
We do a lot of that. It gets delivered with the cart for the residents, so they're getting the new cart. It's there for them. It would have that number. It would have the website. It would have the details on
Sure.
the bulk process. We could do all of that. So
Okay, and just, I know you meant, but just, if it doesn't go in the bin, then it would be a special pickup.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, they call it bulk, I think. That kind
Bulk,
of.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
One more?
When would this take place? Would this take place in 2028 at the expiration of the current contract?
No, we would look to implement it as soon as the addendum is signed and we can get the carts scheduled.
And then is pickup on this weekly, or does that go to every other week?
No,
like recycling?
trash is weekly. The only thing you have every other week is a recycle. And that's typically just because most people don't fill that big bin in 1 week. I mean, I know there are segments that could use 2,
Right.
but generally speaking, most people don't fill it in a week.
Right.
Ma'am?
Yeah, a couple questions. Yard waste is gonna stay the same?
Nothing changes with that, yes.
Okay, so nothing changes with that.
You just have to have the sticker, right, on the can. Just yard waste.
Or bags,
Or
yeah.
bags.
Or bags,
Or
yeah.
bags,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
The other thing is, so I already rent the big 95
Mhm.
liter one, I have it. So did you say that, now I pay, I think it's
That-
like $36 a year?
Yeah, it was 36, I know it
Went up,
went
yeah.
up to 4, so for a month, 448, but you would not get billed for that again going forward.
And so I have a family of 4, but sometimes there's extra people around.
Mhm.
So often that is big enough, but it's full. But there are times when I need more, but it doesn't fill the other one that's that big. I have one of the old original ones,
Same.
from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So that one's sufficient, that small one, and I think that one, I think that's what you were talking about, that you said you can lift it, you can use that, but if it breaks, then it just breaks.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're typically, even the units that you could buy at Menards or Home Depot, they're all pretty much designed the same as far as the size and the shapes. So it's probably a 65, there's a 65 and a 95 are the 2 populars. You can get 30, 36, 38, depending on the manufacturer, but they're so small, they tend to not stay in the fingers of the truck and they end up inside the truck. So we don't even offer them because it's just, we lose more money on them than it's worth having, so.
So I would just hate to get 2 big ones when I really feel awful need,
Yeah.
but then I would have this extra half a can of trash. that I
No,
would do.
and we would even, I mean, your community's small enough that we would probably suggest that we come by on the ones that, if you're using your own, then just put a sticker on it that says Stevens, that way the drivers don't have a confusion and
Okay.
we don't have they didn't dump my personal can
there
type
you
of
go.
thing too, so.
Okay.
A quick question. So if we want to upgrade, let's say from the 85 to 95, or we have an old one, will you pick up the old cans? Or I guess that kind of goes with what you just said.
If you're saying would we pick up your old personal cans?
Yeah.
We can schedule that as a bulk and have the truck pick those up and dispose of them. Yeah.
Okay, so what about the old Stevens disposable cans? Like the older ones that might not be as big as the new 95 gallons, the older ones,
We can pick
Okay.
those up and make the change.
as a bulk item?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it's a Stevens toter, a lot of those parts are interchangeable. They'll probably want to just schedule that as a removal.
Okay.
And our team would pick that up. And we can even, I mean, if we can coordinate that at the rollout, it would be the best, but it sometimes the waters get muddy when they're trying to deliver and remove, so depending on how many people, I mean, if you got 5 people that want to do that, then we'll just send a guy out with the little delivery truck and make the changes after the fact, so.
I have a question on her point when she said wouldn't it be a bulk if she had an extra can and that way it doesn't get thrown in there, or how
Well,
does that work?
We want to keep bulk as bulk,
Right?
because if you get into that the overflow trash is bulk, all of a sudden people that don't want a second cart, you got half the residents saying every week we're going to their house on that bulk truck. Now I'm not getting my bulk routes done. So we define bulk as bulk items, meaning couches, refrigerators, dressers,
A lot of boxes.
extra boxes, move in, move
How
out.
about like if you have a couple garbage bags?
Yeah, 1 or 2 extra
Like,
garbage
because
bags.
that happens.
That's what I
Fill
meant.
that
Like
up.
if she
Yeah.
had a
So
couple
do I
extra garbage bags,
call
that
them
would be her
Tuesday?
bulk.
Typically, we don't use that as bulk because again, you've got those people that every week have those 2 extra bags. We'd rather have you get the extra toter, so
Oh.
that truck that's driving by every house every week
You might want-
is dumping that.
So it has to be in there.
Yeah, that's
You want to eliminate anybody on foot having to go out.
Right.
Well,
I get it.
automation on the truck.
Yeah, and the bulk truck is for bulk items, which, and like I said, we try to schedule that now so that we can be efficient for everybody. And if you get into doing every week, you know, half your residents have 2 extra bags, now that guy's going to half your city and we're not getting into the next city. So we're putting on another truck. So we define bulk as what bulk items would be, and that's something that's not regular trash. Additional bags, you know, if you can open the lid and get it in, we try to tell people don't stack above the lid because things fall off and then everybody gets upset and they think you should get out. And the people that don't use bags, you know, use cardboard as their buildups, and it rains at night and the cardboard gets limp, and then all the tissues that the paper plates end up on the ground, and nobody's happy. So.
Okay.
To clarify, you're doing away with these 33-gallon drums that people have their own trash cans.
Right.
You're not gonna pick those up there.
Right. We're yeah. It's the industry is trying to keep the guys off the back of the trucks. That's where the injuries happen. That's where people get hit. And the more we go into devices and every car now has screens in it, and people are looking at everything. And we don't go a year without 2 or 3. I wasn't paying attention, and they run right into the back of the truck. So when you've got bodies back there, so the big piece is trying to get them from out behind the truck. And secondly, anybody that does any hiring knows that it's very difficult to hire people today. And so if I can have a truck that, yes, I have to have a different skill set to operate that truck, but if I can have 1 person instead of 3 people, I can serve my communities better than trying to have a driver and throwers. And you don't have the drivers jumping out of those rear load trucks anymore than you have to anymore, because anybody that's been in the industry for any time, those guys don't walk very well that jump out of that truck 500 times a day, and their knees are shot by the time they're 40 years old. And so.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we're gonna get 1 and you can get 2?
Correct.
Okay.
And to clarify, this is a proposal change. We're not being required to switch to automated services, correct?
We're asking you to do it.
Okay.
There will be a point where we come to you and say, we have to do it.
Sure.
Because that's, and you're one of very few communities that's left, so it's not far off. We're doing it. We got an option with the cart company to keep the costs on the carts down now, and that's the other piece that right now we can. Originally, we pitched this a month ago, 2 months ago, and we didn't have that offer, and it wasn't there was going to be an increase, so it wasn't well received. We went back to the toter company. They found some grant stuff that had just came out, so we're working that we can make that happen without major increases and keeping the 2%. So it's kind of a perfect storm for your community per se. So that's why we're offering it. We're trying to get, because it's basically we're South Rockwood, we're running automation. Gibraltar, we're running automation. Riverview, we're driving by you doing it all automation, and you're kind of one of the Frenchtown. So everybody around you it's just kind of, you're the only community around this area left, and one of only 3 that's not automated yet. So
Could I have you step up here real quick? Before I read that, I'm reviewing an email from you. Is
Okay.
that still a true statement? Just so everybody can be
Yep,
transparent.
it's very close, roughly.
What I'm citing to him is this was an email back and forth through the company, and it goes along with the savings. And this would be an investment to the City of Rockwood program on behalf of Stevens Disposal of over approximately $120,000. So we have all the facts on the table.
When we contacted you originally, you had an alternate landfill if Riverview closed down. Is that correct?
We have contracts with Vienna Junction in Toledo, Erie, Toledo border, Carlton Farms, Waste Management's landfill Evergreen, the GFL landfill in Northville. We take material to. That's one of the best pieces about being an independent. I spent 20 I'm sorry, I've been in the business 22 years. I spent 15 years with Republic Services, and as an operations manager, I was mandated to take everything to a Republic landfill. I could be working a quarter mile from another landfill, and I'd have to drive stuff 30 miles back to, so with being an independent, you can negotiate and have options where you're working. So yes, right now your material does go to Riverview. I actually met with them today regarding the landfill stuff, and they've got between 3 and 8 years left, depending on things they do different, things they don't.
If they
So
expand or not expand.
yeah.
But
Well,
we have you have an alternative.
they're done with their expansions, but yeah, they can make some changes to what they're doing there now and get to 8 years. They're probably going to do that, but it only makes sense for them. But yes, we have multiple alternatives.
Good.
Yes, just like recycle, your stuff all goes to Huron, but we have the option to take it to Ann Arbor, recycle Ann Arbor as well. We have agreements there too, so we have 2 facilities currently that we take recycled material to. So, yep.
Any other questions for Mr. Shipman? Audience? Okay, everybody has the facts. Thank you.
I make a motion that we agree to the addendum to the city's current contract with Stevens Disposal and Recycling Service as listed in 9B.
I just wanted to make a comment. I just want to say I'm totally against this idea. I don't like the additional regulations and that are being imposed, and then to voluntarily do it until we absolutely have to is frustrating. To live in a city where now we have to put everything in cans and the lid has to close, and if you have extra boxes you have to call. There's just, to me, that's very restrictive. I've lived in other cities where they changed the policy from they were required to, I guess, change the policy from having your own cans and putting whatever you want out at the trash to then only having certain things picked up. And then there were some times during that week they wouldn't pick up the bulk item, so you had to bring it back. They didn't have enough people to come through. They didn't have a truck, so you'd have to take your bulk item back to your backyard and then try to bring it out the next week. So there's some things that I don't like. I also don't like that the contract's up in 2028 and we're asking at this current time right now to extend the contract to 2031. I feel like that's very premature. I understand the reasoning behind it, but we also aren't even shopping for rates because we can't, because we're under contract right now. So we don't know what else is out there. I understand their rates are increasing. So I just feel like it's not residential friendly. I don't think it's going to go over well. I think people are going to be very upset when you say you no longer can use your own trash cans. Yes, we're giving you these trash cans because you signed an extra, because you signed a contract to 2031, and you can only put exactly what fits in this trash can with the lid closed. I think that's outrageous. And until it's mandatory, I would never voluntarily vote for this. That's all.
Is there any feeling from the audience on this?
As long as I can get my 2 cans without
Right.
a problem, because I have like a mother-in-law suite and I'm not carrying up any which way.
Right.
Like, that's why we
You
have
said
to
2 trash, 1 recyclable, yes.
Yeah, I just have a
As
side
long as
observation.
I can get verification that
Yep.
it's like,
This-
well, if you're.
This is the gentleman here to verify.
I just had a side thought, I don't know if there's any solutions in the modern world for it, but, those are pretty big cans, and I just feel like there's a lot of elderly people that are gonna have a lot of trouble with that are normally self-sufficient, and, when everything goes automated and, like, could be a significant number of people that are like, well, I don't.
My neighbors have to take theirs out on wheels right now.
I mean, my parents, they don't live in this community,
Right.
but they're in their 80s and they would have a difficult time getting their trash to the curb.
So just for reference, we have to comply with ADA regulations because we're doing work for your city. So if you have situations where those are, we will make accommodations for the drivers to walk up and take the bags out of the carts. We'll make accommodations to allow, you know, if you've got somebody that's puts one kitchen bag or one Walmart, I don't know what your grocery store is around here, Kroger, you know what I'm saying? The drivers have the capabilities on that side load truck to get that bag, you know, tossed up, and or we'll accommodate for that. We do it in every other community. We're required to. If we don't, we're in trouble, and you're in trouble as a community, because I don't know of a village or a city that doesn't take federal funding, which means you've got to, you know, abide by the ADA Act. So that ends that problem. There are, I mean, they're very easy to move around, but I understand and I agree, and we do make those accommodations. So
How would one get, someone needed that, how would?
It'd be the same thing, contacting us. Most of the communities, the supervisors or the city manager's office handles that from your person and then contacts us.
Okay.
Because you would set the guidelines, whatever it might be, whether it's they need a lot of places, Tecumseh requires them to have a medical slip from their doctor that just says they need this service. Other communities, just if they're, you know, over 65 years old, some are age and disability, some are just because you could have someone with a disability that's 12 years old, you know, and just 24 years old living on their own. And so whatever you determine that is, but if we're provided that address, it's specifically added to the route as ADA, and then we accommodate. So it's an easy process.
So that wouldn't be an automated address. So someone would get out of the truck and get the trash.
Right, the same driver would, but you know, he's only doing that for. I mean, your community, realistically, it's, you know, probably 20 or 30 people max. It's not. We find in. Well, Tecumseh's about 3,000 people. I think we have 12 right now on the list. So yeah, I mean, it's whatever that might be. You could have a higher, but whatever that, you know, it's minuscule to what we're doing. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so the only concern I have going like that, right, is just somebody doesn't call, and that kind of perpetuates, and then all these large items are just sitting on the curbs. You know, that's the big fear.
I agree.
Yeah. I will tell you that I mean we service close to 30 communities between Lenawee, Monroe, Washtenaw County. You might have a week or two of that. It's the learning curve of people getting it, but there's no community that has problems. Once everybody gets with the program, and like I said, the brochure that we would distribute with it would spell all that out. It's very straightforward on the processes and what they need to do. So as long as they're paying attention to that, we've done this without hiccups.
There's a number on the side of the can too, right?
Yeah, there's a number on the side of the can as well. So, and just to make a comment on your, we've been in business as a private company for 40 years, same owner, family company. We don't have a staffing problem, and we don't not run routes because we don't have people to do it. So I know it's out there. Like I said, I've been in the industry for 22 years, but we have a good reputation, and we have a solid base of committed employees. We continue to hire, and we don't have problems where we leave routes set like you've seen in other communities around here from other providers. So we've never had that problem.
If this doesn't pass, you're gonna keep, everything will be status quo for the 20th.
Yeah, we will continue to do, but you know,
what we're doing now.
Yeah,
We're in a contract.
At some point, yeah, you're contracted with us. At some point, we're going to have to say,
That's
because
20.
as we replace our equipment, everything is becoming automated. So, and I have very few. I mean, we're not replacing the rear load style trucks only for the bulk routes. So, you know, it could be 8 months from now, it could be 24 months from now, but at some point we're going to come and say, you know, we have to convert this, it's, you know, we don't have the equipment to, everything is automated, so, that's why we're coming now, because we presented it, then got set back, had an opportunity with the grants to make it doable where it's not impacting you other than some changes to the way we're doing things. So we came back and presented it again, so.
Yes.
Did you ever think of getting an app for, instead of having people call, people like to do their phones versus picking up the phone and calling somebody. If you had an app that would, they would just, it would be associated with your phone, and then they say, you know, pick up this address or
Any thoughts on
that
this?
address. Instead of, I mean, it's just
Yeah, no, I
something, you know,
Your thoughts?
company may wanna think about.
Anymore?
People like to use their apps.
Yeah. Well, it's basically, they're doing the same thing by just emailing that email address, but yeah, it's.
Yeah, I know, and I understand, she made a good point about the, versus the contract now versus waiting, but, you know, in the next 3 years, you have to look at it, how much is that, the new contract, gonna be, you know, anywhere, because things are going up.
Right.
So it's, you know, it's
Excuse me.
It's a good decision to make.
Yeah, you folks right now have a really good rate. Compared to other communities, you're in a good position, so.
Any other thoughts or concerns from council or public?
When I vote on something, I wanna say, I'm not sure any resident will be happy about this. They will be excited to take their trash out and try to just cram everything into 2 bins. That's just my thought on it, but.
One more question?
I was just, clarification was, this would, cause my understanding is that currently the contract has us an annual rate increase of 2%, is it? And the extension would lock that in for an extra 3 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually.
After 2028.
Yeah,
Yes.
as in it would be locked in for 2% each year, all the way through 2030.
Instead of
Yes,
going up
instead of the
6 or
6 to 8% as he mentioned.
Thank you.
Any other concerns, because the motion's on the table? Well, we can go with the vote.
Posner,
Yes.
Crampton,
No.
Merker,
Yes.
Griswold,
No.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, the vote passed. We will move on. Vicky?
So the next item on my report is, a motion for a resolution to adopt the 80-20 option under Public Act 152 of 2011, which basically says that the city is opting to split healthcare costs 80% to the city, 20% to the employees. This is included in our current union contract, but it does need to be readopted every year. So our current contract, which I believe expires next June, has us in their contract. This is what, how we're going to treat the healthcare. So I'm just looking for that motion.
Motion is resolution 25-2 to adopt the 80-20% option under Public Act 152 of 2011.
Support.
Merker,
Sustain.
Griswold,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Posner,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, the next item is our, for HydroCorp, it's a renewal of the service agreement, which is currently expiring. HydroCorp does our backflow, testing for the commercial and industrial, buildings. So this is, the only company that kind of services this area. Bobby did reach out and try to find somebody else that would do the testing, and this is, the best option that he found is just to extend our current contract. So, and if you look, our current contract rate is $304.50, and the 2-year extension, actually is a rate decrease to, let me see the numbers, by a few dollars. So there's actually a contract decrease. First year is $291.35 per month, and then the year 2 is $303.01.
Motion to approve 2-year HydroCorp service agreement.
Support.
I'd like to have a moment to celebrate a rate decrease.
I know.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold.
Yes.
And the last item I have, is a memorial tree donation agreement. So we've had some, issues in the past with the memorial trees being damaged in the park. So this agreement would kind of spell out the city's, responsibilities towards the donated trees and also the donor's responsibility, to that tree also. This has been reviewed by the city attorney. It would basically, it notes that the city is not responsible or liable for the replacement of the tree in the event of damage, disease, vandalism, or failure to thrive. Basically stating that we are not going to water that tree every day, but obviously the donor is more than welcome to come and take care of the tree. We would do regular maintenance, such as once it's large enough, if a branch came down, the DPW would clear that branch away, things of that nature. It also, says that the city will have, they will have to go with the guidelines for what trees can be planted and also how the commemorative markers will be displayed. So it just kind of spells out each party's responsibilities towards these trees once they are donated.
Motion to approve the memorial tree donation agreement?
Support.
Griswold,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Merker,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next is the attorney's report, which moved down to me, the mayor's report, because he's not here. 10A, the rental ordinance. This will be the second reading of the rental ordinance. Summary of the ordinance as follows. The City of Rockwood ordains that Chapter 109, Article 3, Sections 109 through 201 through 109 to 14 are hereby added to the Rockwood City Code for the purpose of establishing a registration process for rental properties to provide requirements for responsible parties to implement a rental property maintenance plan for such properties, which will protect the public health, safety, and general welfare of the citizens and prevent neighborhood blight, ensure properties are secured, prevent deterioration, and protect property values and neighborhood integrity. The owner of any rental dwelling or rental unit shall register each rental dwelling and all rental units contained within the rental dwelling with the city and shall designate a person as defined in sections 109 through 207 as the responsible local agent who shall be legally responsible for operating the registered rental dwelling or rental unit and shall also be responsible for providing access to such premises, for making the inspections necessary to ensure compliance with the terms of this article and all applicable codes and ordinances adopted by the city. A certificate of compliance shall not be issued if the registration provisions of this article are not complied with. Printed copies of the full text of the ordinance are available for inspection by and distribution to the public at the office of the clerk, and this concludes the second reading of the rental ordinance.
Motion to approve the rental ordinance, second reading, ordinance 507.
Support.
Cox,
Yes.
Crampton,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Wasner,
Yes.
Griswold,
Yes.
Merker.
Yes.
We'll move on to old business. Mr. Wazner, any old business? Mr. Crampton?
No.
Mrs. Murphy?
I do, actually. I wanted to mention, before last Wednesday, our last meeting, there was a gas leak, because everybody's, gas meters are being put outside the home. And thank God, the fire department did come at a timely fashion and started redoing the people's basement. They would have, actually, the house would have exploded. That's how bad it was.
What happened?
You wanna speak about it a little bit, Dan? No?
Getting your steps in tonight, Dan.
Yeah.
When they had a bore underneath the ground to get the new meter to the house, and there's a sleeve that they normally put over one of the caps or the valves to turn it off, and it got moved. Whatever happened to it, so that snapped off. And it ended up sending gas because it was a fresh borehole all the way up to the house. The house had cracks in the foundation. I mean, minuscule cracks. I mean, it's one of these you could barely see, but it was filling the house up. It was an elderly resident there, she didn't smell the gas at all.
Exactly.
So thankfully, I mean, it was, you know, somebody noticed the smell outside, so we checked it out, and it was, found to be pretty high inside the house, so we, you know, they turned it off and they fixed the whole area, but, so just be diligent if you do smell gas.
Yes.
I mean, there's something wrong. If it's outside, it could be leaking into somebody's house. You know,
Yes.
like I said, this one just happened to be because it was a new borehole to that
Right.
meter that they put in.
But still be, you know, diligent, like you said, and when they are doing it, make sure you are looking for that, just in case it does happen. So.
Yeah, because one thing the gas company said, and it was something I learned, was as the gas goes through the ground, it takes the mercaptan, mercaptan is what smells like the rotten eggs in natural gas, because natural gas normally doesn't smell anything.
Right.
And that actually gets filtered out in the ground, so you don't necessarily smell it all the time. So it's just one of these things you have to.
Yeah.
Was probably why they didn't smell it in the
Right.
home.
If you do smell it, that it's, you know, if there's something, just call us out. We'd rather come out and check it and make sure there's no other issues.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank
Jan.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then that's all I have for old business.
Mrs. Griswold? Any
No.
old business, Mr. Bennett?
No.
Mr. Johnson?
No.
On to new business, Mr. Wazner, any new business?
No, sir.
Mr. Harrington? Mrs. Mercure?
Yes, I have new business. You were nice enough to allow us to go and start looking around to see about a play set or maybe a pickleball or, you know, and
So
ask
we
other
formed
people.
a committee, basically, so everybody knows with this money that we're getting for the parks, $25,000, and council ran with it, and I appreciate it, and go ahead.
Right, so I did get a hold of Gibraltar School District and they use procurement. And Jennifer Smith is the rep for us down here. And so she did give us some different ideas if we wanted something smaller maybe, or then take some of that money, maybe go towards the pickleball. People were interested in that as well. So I guess I did send it out in an email so everybody could see what they had offered. And then we do have more bids going in to see about maybe saving the hockey rink that was over there, because we don't want to lose that ground. So there's different options, and like I said, I still have other bids that are coming in to look at pricing for the pickleball, like surfacing and maybe putting something smaller in Silver Creek. There's a jungle gym that they could climb on and a teeter-totter that's metal that they could stand on. Less,
Okay.
you know, so it's just however, you know, direction you want us to go in, and we'll go after it
I
and
want
have them come
everybody
in.
to have input. Anybody input on this?
What do you need from us today? Or is just
Well,
this
maybe
is
just
a
look at what I
discussing?
sent you.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, I
and,
did,
see-
yeah.
and then I'll send out more of the, and John is getting different
Estimates, more
estimates as well. And then maybe we can just come together and figure out
Sure.
what would be the best way to spend the money, put it all together so that we can present it
Yeah.
to Garza.
Do we have a deadline for that?
Well, that's what we're trying, we have to present a plan to the county of how we're gonna spend the money. That's why I want
Sure.
to get this done, figure out how we wanna do this, and then
Okay.
we can at least outline a plan to them, so we have that money secured.
Okay.
So maybe we could do a small workshop.
Yeah.
Come together, look at it, see what we have, and then
Yeah.
decide.
I love your idea about the hockey rink. I had explored before using that area for an ice skating rink, but now that you say hockey, that makes more sense, because then you don't have to worry about the ice and maintaining that, keeping it level, because there was an ice rink here before in that area. So I love that idea. I don't know the price of that, so I'd be interested to see.
But it would be rollerblading, wouldn't be ice.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You said a hockey rink, right? Yeah.
It is. It
Inline.
is.
Yeah.
Inline skating.
Yes.
Inline skating.
Yes.
Yes.
Not ice. Yes.
Not ice.
I think that
Right.
would be fantastic. And I know we spoke briefly about the pickleball. I know that many residents were anxious to have that pickleball area, specifically where the courts are outside of the community center. And I'd love to have something for that demographic of our residents too. I think that'd be fantastic.
Well, it's big enough, they could actually probably either do the 2 or the 4.
Yeah. That'd be great.
So,
It's very expensive though.
yes.
I mean, this 25 grand is gone in no time at all.
Right, that's why I say
Between the
maybe we
playground
preserve
equipment And
the-
just resurfacing this, just to
Right.
put a new asphalt sealant on it is, you know, thousands of dollars, so.
Right. Sure.
I don't see these pickleball courts being established. It's a start
Okay.
for this.
Maybe
Because if we still wanna
surface
do
it, right.
toys and stuff for the
I
kids.
would like to put something back, something small,
Silver
even at
Creek.
Silver Creek, because we
Correct.
put that stuff out and we can build on that year after year
Right.
with more money that comes in.
It would be,
But there's kids
yeah.
over there and I want them to have something to play on there.
Absolutely.
It would be fun if we could add something new every year that would, in anticipation, the kids would be excited. Oh, there's going to be a new piece
Sure.
this year and
Right,
next year. That would be
right.
fun too.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Just a quick question, Marcy.
Yes.
When you looked into the dog park, how much did that fence cost?
yeah, so I only got one quote, and that was from a friend that I know that owns a company. It was $4,000 to put a dog park. I was interested in putting a dog park, and maybe you can help me out with the dimensions because you went and drew it out. But could you talk a little bit more about where that fence was going to go? It was just that one side of the fence.
Yeah, that's all, yeah, it's where the baseball diamonds are, but diamonds are enclosed completely.
Yeah, in between
And the
them.
rest of the park, in between them
Yes.
is enclosed, except the very extreme northeast corner. And that needed an additional fence put on it to enclose it, like Marcy's idea was to make it a dog park.
Gotcha.
And there's a gate there so people could let the dogs in or whatever. So it was a thought that she had, and at the time, the money wasn't there for the fencing or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's just another thought that for a park,
Yeah.
you know, is for minimal amount we could establish potentially a dog park too with Marcy's idea.
Yeah, and then I had also reached out to someone who was interested in donating a fence to us, but I didn't pursue the idea, so I could always go back to that individual and see if they'd be willing to still donate the fence. But I thought, you know, a dog park, if you put some waste bags, I think there's already a waste area there for bags, but you could get a large tire donated, you know, you could get just whatever for the dogs, I mean, just something simple. And since you only need one area of that fence, I thought that's a great use of that space there. In fact, I think dogs already run there now, so that would be something that we could look into as
Right,
well.
right.
That could be more cost effective and an extra park.
Yes, that's just fine.
Oh, all great ideas. Well, I guess.
Motion adjourned.
All right.
Oh, wait,
No,
I don't
know.
think you finished new business.
Yes.
Okay,
We good
No,
with?
I'm done with mine, I was saying.
I'm finished.
Mrs. Griswold?
No, new business.
Mister.
No.
Okay, I have real quick new business and then just real quick shout out, thank yous. The parade went great.
Awesome.
And the after events in the park were great. Everything was great. I hope everybody had a chance to come. It was a lot of fun and there was a lot of people there. It was remarked to us by the Americanism team that did the War Memorial that they did the Trenton parade prior to that. I shouldn't have said Trenton, but they said we had a bigger turnout. So, anyways, it was a good, I'm glad our residents got together. We had a good time. But I really wanted to shout out to our DPW guys. They worked so hard before leading up to the parade to get that park looking great. I really
Yes.
appreciate everybody, Bobby,
They did
Jerry,
a
Mike,
nice
they did a
job.
great job. Thank you so
Great
much.
job.
I want to thank Vicky for all the hard work she did, and Billy Ball. Also, both of them were doing the coordinating of the parade line on Lamont, which can get
Yes.
crazy with people everywhere, horses and everything else. They did a good job of directing all of that.
Yes, I did.
I want to thank the police department for their help with traffic and for blocking traffic for the parade. I especially want to thank Manny Lockcham, who is the owner of the 7-Eleven. He donated all the hot dog chips and water to us. That was great.
Yes, very
500
nice.
hot dogs.
Didn't
Appreciate that.
Didn't we run out of hot dogs and need more?
We did.
Yeah.
We ran out, so we appreciate his generous donation.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to thank the Lions Club for all they did, and specifically I want to thank John Wasner and Dan Guzzi for cooking all said 500 hot dogs. I want to thank the Gibraltar Rockwood Rotary for their book giveaway that they did at the event. I especially want to thank our Americanism team from the American Legion 217 for their memorial speech and their 21-gun salute. It was great. I really want to thank the Carlson Band. This
Yes.
whole thing changed with that band there. They were great. I want to thank all the council members here for their help and who referred participants for the parade. I want to thank the beautification committee for their work in the park prior to the parade. And I want to thank all the participants of the parade for taking time out of their busy holiday schedule to give to the city of Rockwood. I just want to say thank you to everybody. It was great. Yeah. Motion
was
to
really
adjourn.
Support.
Johnson?
Yes.
Crampton?
Yes.
Merker?
Yes.
Griswold? Yes. Cox?
Yes.
Wasner? Bennett?
Meeting's adjourned. Everybody have a great night.